Hey everybody, it's Vishal of Vidona Residential, and this is our 2022 market outlook for the areas we cover, Baltimore to DC. Let's jump right into it. In terms of the median sales price, it's no big surprise that year-over-year prices have gone up in the Baltimore and DC markets by about 8%. This trend is likely to continue, although it should slow down this year. As for inventory levels, we thought the inventory bottomed out by March of 2021 and was starting to trend towards a more balanced market. Surprisingly, it actually took a dive at the end of 2021 and turned into an even more frenzied seller's market. What caused this to happen? Rising interest rates. Year over year, interest rates have gone up about 2%, which is quite a bit. But when you look at the past 3 years, we are less than 1% higher than when we were in 2019. More importantly though, if you look at the past 50 years of interest rates, it becomes very evident that we are still at some all-time lows for interest rates. As we've been saying, your interest rate will have a bigger impact on your buying power than the actual price because a 1% rise in interest will result in a 12% decrease in your borrowing power. Savvy buyers understand this, and they are jumping into the deep end of the swimming pool.
This is Tom Homes for Sale bringing you this special interview with top real estate expert Vishal of Vidona Residential. What do you say to people saying to themselves, I'm going to wait for the market to cool down and prices to drop before I purchase? You know, Tom, that's a very common talking point I've been discussing with people, and unfortunately it's not taking into account a few very important factors. The first is that supply is really low. If you look at the number of homes built by the decade, you can see that 2010 and 2019 was over 50% less homes built than the 40-year decade average. We are seeing the effects today of that supply shortage. Also, at today's current rate of new construction, it's going to take 18 years to fill that shortage. Wow, I had no idea why the supply of homes was so low.
That's right. The second important factor is that demand is very high. Natural population growth and the maturing of the millennial generation is leading to an increase in household formations. Buyers now have more money for their purchase, so that means less risky loans, the ones that are not likely to go to short sale or foreclosure like what was seen during the Great Recession. Add to that artificially low interest rates, and you're adding more fuel to the natural pent-up demand.
Okay, so demand is high. Well, both rates and prices have been going up. So what impact will that have?
Eventually, increasing prices and increasing interest rates will cause buyers to leave the market. That will cause the market to normalize and prices will plateau or come down slightly in a worst case scenario. But that won't happen before prices and interest rates go up higher than where they are right now. Prices also won't come down far enough to offset the savings you can get by buying today at the still artificially low interest rates.
Interesting. It's almost as if interest rates have a bigger impact on the price you pay over the long term than the actual price?
That's correct. And keep in mind that buyers that have left the market will backstop any significant decline in housing values. Because rents will have continued to rise, buyers will still see purchasing as a better use of their money. People need somewhere to live. So they're either going to pay a mortgage or they're going to pay rent, which is really paying the landlord's mortgage. It's better to pay your own mortgage, so they will jump into the market again as we enter into a more balanced market.
Now that makes a lot of sense. How can our viewers get in touch with you?
We are super easy to reach. Just call, text, or email us your questions and we will be happy to give you more insights. We are never too busy for your referrals and introductions.
I'm Tom Homes for Sale, and this has been our breaking news. We now return you to your regularly scheduled program.